Hello, hello, hello. That was crazy front view, huh? Welcome. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's had a great week. I am Shannon Smith. I am the Inspiration Team Director for Brutus Monroe, and I'm so excited that we are going to play tonight. We'll give people hello, Kelly. How are you? I'm glad you made it. Hello, Candy. Hello, Beverly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Laura. Hello, Doc. Welcome to our live. Okay, first off, before I forget, I want to tell you a couple of things, and I'm going to scooch my camera down just a little bit. There we go. I'm sure you don't want to look at the ceiling. I did have a great week. Thanks, Kelly. Hi, Lori. Hi, Anne Marie. Hi, Kate. Hello, Penny. Hello, Sherry. Hello. Okay, you're going to have to remind me again. LL, can you please remind me of your name? Because I always forget. I'm so sorry about that. My memory is a little sad sometimes. Hello, Lori. Thank you for joining. So I wanted to let you know that next Friday I actually will not be going live. I will go live on Saturday instead. Same time, same channels, but I have a previous engagement for Friday, so it's actually a birthday party for a friend of mine. And it's so funny. The theme is she's turning 40. And so we're all dressing up as old people. So it should be a lot of fun. I'll have to give you a report on how fun it was. Hello, Linda. Linda, I would rather call you by your name. Sorry about that. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Hello, Laurie. All right. What do you say we jump in and start playing? So this is one of those fun weeks. Hello, Tina, where typically I like to use just everything that's, new and exciting. And I think we're using exciting things, but we're going to use a bunch of things that I've just wanted to play with. That, sometimes you buy something, you play with it, and then you forget you have it. Do you guys do that? Candy is reminding us that the new challenge is up on the Brutus Monroe fan page. So check that out and make sure that you submit your projects so that you can win. There's a drawing for a gift card for that, so definitely check that out. And I believe the challenge is foil this time, so that should be a lot of fun. Okay, well, I love dies. And so tonight we're going to be using several die sets, several paper packs. We're going to use 2 different stamp sets. So brace yourself and buckle up because here we go. So the first thing that we are going to use, I will tell you, I used a lot of paper from the Groovy Waves paper pad. I just keep going back to this paper pad. I've bought it a couple times already because I just find it really versatile. And I love both sides of this paper, but I really love, for the cards we're doing tonight, I'm going to be using the solid sides. And there are some fun things about using this texture of paper, and
Can you move it up a
I
bit,
just love
Shannon?
it. So we're going to use
Low.
that. What was that?
You're kind of low. If you only everyone's only seen half the paper pad.
Oh, this is the paper pad. So we're using a lot of the solids from this, and I'll tell you as we go as well. I love paper pads too, Markel. They're just so much fun. Okay. And then we'll use some paper from Nana's tablecloths. And I don't know if I told you this. If I did, I apologize. But when we were getting the inspiration and putting together the pad for this, my mom went by Nana to all the grandkids. And I will choose to do that to become a grandma someday. And so that one's kind of near and dear to my heart because I just love that. I love that I could give her a little nod. And then this one is Spring Flowers. And this one's a really pretty paper pad. This one, as simple as you want making a card. This one, you just add a sentiment, maybe mat it, and you've got a card. Or the B-side has great print on it. And we're going to be using one of the B-sides for that, which I had to sacrifice one of these, but it gives you several of them, so that's nice. But we're going to use this paper for that one. And so those are the paper pads. And then first off, let's just start there. So I cut down a piece from the spring flowers, and this one I cut just a little bit smaller than, I went in between 4 and, so I guess 4 and an eighth, right? Let's just measure it. I can't remember exactly, so we'll just measure it so I can tell you accurately. So it's about 4 and a quarter. No, 4 and an eighth. 4 and an eighth by 5 and 3/8. Just so it was bigger, a little bit bigger than a typical mat for my main panel, but I wanted it a little bit bigger so it goes closer to the edges of the card. And so then this piece, which is from our Nana's tablecloths, I love this paper. This was my last piece. I'm going to have to rebuy this one too because I just love it. But you can see this side, we've actually used a die on this side. We've used the Vines piercing die. Now, I love this die. It just adds the perfect amount of just a subtle texture. It just adds just a little something to your background without the main focus of the card. And it is really a good one to have as a in your stash because it'll just add just that little extra texture that you need. And I think they look great together. So we're going to use those together. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and put them together. Less pieces of stuff on our craft mat. So I'm just using my Barely Art glue. And I'm going to center that on there as best I can. Okay. I'm going to push my mat up just a little bit so that I make sure that I'm in your camera view. There you go. Okay, so then we're going to use a bunch of different flowers for this. And I want to show you, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the technique, but it's one I forget to do, so I wanted to play with it. So for Create Your Own Ending, we had a really fun release for that. And one of the stamp sets that was released was called, or is called, I should say, Daisies for Days. Now this little 4-flower, 7-piece stamp is just so cute, and you can do so many things with it. It also has coordinating dies all to the sentiments. So definitely check that out. But we're going to use this really big flower. We're using all but this flower. I did stamp it just so you could see it, but it doesn't really work into what we're doing tonight. So we didn't really need it. You'll see why. We have a lot going on already. So I will show you, but I want to show you something fun that you can do with this big kind of solid stamp. Something you can use with all of the solid stamps. And I'm going to move my phone out of this room because I realized that it is going to go off and I don't know how to quiet my notifications. So I will do that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm still here. All right, so we're going to take this kind of solid stamp. Let me grab my stamping platform. And don't judge me, my stamping platform definitely needs a good cleaning. It's been well loved lately. Okay, and then I'm going to use, this paper is from the Groovy Waves, and it's the kind of golden yellow. And I'm just going to put that right in my mini Misty. And we're going to just stamp out our blossom. So first I'm going to use, let me make sure I cleaned it. I think I did, but I'm not sure. So I want to make sure it's clean before we get started. No, it could definitely needed a little cleaning. All right. So make sure that that's dry. Okay, so I'm going to take, I've got Simon Hurley ink right here. This is Slippery When Wet, and it's kind of a mustard yellow. Okay. Thank you, Penny. I'm so grateful that it's a judgment-free zone. I haven't looked up for a minute. Let me check and see if I'm missing anything. Oh, I'm glad you're excited about the challenge. I think it'll be a fun one. You hoard your paper, Candy? I know, sometimes I do that too, but I did that. I scrapbooked for a long time before I started making cards, and after a while, my paper started to go out of style, and I was like, maybe there's a reason why I'm supposed to use it up. Just possibly, right? Okay, so thankfully we're using our Misty so we can stamp again, just because I think the stamp was still a little bit wet from me cleaning it. So I'm just going to give it one more go so it's a little bit smoother of an image. Okay. Hi, Mackie. How are you? Okay, so now you can see we've got our flower on there, and it's okay if it's got some different texture to it. It'll kind of even itself out as it dries, but we're not done. So we're going to take this out. We want to leave our stamp exactly where it is, and we want to memorize which side we put it on. And then we are going to take our fall tag stamp. So this is on clearance. It's in SOS status. There's like, I think 7 of these left. So jump in and grab it if you can. I think it's like $5 on clearance right now.
Yep, $5. Part of the Labor Day sale, I think.
Cute little pattern, and you can use any little pattern, but we're going to use this to just kind of make our stamps kiss. In fact, that's what people call this technique is kissing. You gotta love a technique like that, right? And we are just going to take Weeping Willow, this nice dark brown. And of course it needs to be the image side up because we're going to use it to kiss the other stamp. So just want to make sure it all got on there. And we'll just move our stamp off. And because I had it in the corner, it'll get on your on the sides a little bit. So you might want to keep that in mind when you're putting stuff back in. Make sure you don't get ink on your project, especially. Okay, so now we'll put our paper back. You kind of want to work fast. You don't want your ink to dry in the process, right? All right, so now our flower will have a little pattern to it. Give us just a little bit more texture to our card. And like I said, use any kind of a background stamp. It's kind of a fun way to get another use out of it. Now you're welcome to go over it again. I could definitely do that. I'm not too worried about it though, because first of all, I just had to push it down again and it did what I needed it to do. And also because I have a couple, I know you're surprised probably, but I have a couple that I've already got die cut out. So
Markel says she's never seen this technique before.
Oh, you haven't never seen that? Yeah, it's a fun one, isn't it? And you can imagine if you've got those big solid stamps, because sometimes, I mean, I like to color. So I'm one that doesn't usually, this is not the kind of stamp I'm typically drawn to just because I do like to color. But these are really nice for that. And sometimes you don't feel like coloring. So it's nice to have as many options as you can have. And sometimes your card just needs a little texture. And so this is a fun way to achieve that. All right, so we are going to make this flower stick out a little bit. So let's see which one is better. I think this one's the better one. So let's.
Candy says her puppy's being a butthead, so she'll have to watch the replay.
Candy, I totally understand. I will catch you on the replay. I have 3, so they choose the best times, just like kids, they choose the best times to misbehave. Usually mine is while I'm doing the live. So, all right, so you can decide if you want to offset it or if you just want to add some dimension, you can just set it directly over itself. And I'm just debating back and forth. I think I'm going to just go ahead and put it on this way. I don't think I need to offset it. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of gently curve it up. I don't want to crease it, but I don't want it to be just flat. So we're going to curve it up just a little. Oh, excuse me. All right, so now we need a little center for our flower. Let's use, now this flower is from our Fabulous Florals, which is one of my very favorite die sets. It's definitely one that will get you far. It's got a lot of great pieces. Let me show you what's included in it before I glue that. So, Fabulous Florals. You'll have to excuse me because mine was a sample, so I don't have the packaging. So yours will come with packaging. It'll be a little bit prettier than the packaging I went on. But you've got this beautiful blossom, and then you've got a smaller size, so you can either layer them this way, I'll move it up a little bit, and have two different sizes, or you could just use two different sizes. I definitely love layering all of these pieces. They were all meant to be able to be layered in various ways. And then you've got this big long leafy branch, and then that's the one that I used that we're going to make the center of our flower, but you could use it as its own little flower on its own. That's one of the reasons why I love this set so much. It's just really versatile. This one too could be a flower or it could be a flower center. And then you've got just your basic circle and a smaller one of that one. You've got this little flower. And then this one is one of my favorites as well. This is great to just put in little areas when you want to add just a touch of a color, or you just need something kind of spriggy. That one's one of my favorites. So that is Fabulous Florals. You cannot go wrong with it. Okay. As I kind of put everything back together, I just don't want to lose any of the pieces, so bear with me for one sec. Okay, got them. What was that? Also, one thing I want to talk to you about is that on the 16th, that I am teaching a class on for the Doodlebug recipe book. Darren will put a link up for that. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's great. You've got, like, their books are really nice. You've seen me use the storybook album, and you get all kinds of cool stuff in this. You've got your paper. You've got, the picture doesn't really do it justice. You can see the one in there. And I'm going to put one together probably next week. I'm going to put it together so that I can at least show you some of what it's going to look like. But definitely sign up, because there's only, I think there's just a few spots left. But I would love to have you with me. And we're going to have so much fun. And it's a small class, so it'll be nice. We can interact more. So definitely be watching for that and think about signing up for that. Okay, so we've got this flower ready to go. And we can just kind of set it aside for a second. That's going to be our main blossom. And then I cut the sentiment. This is kind of random. This is the only, I have a link to it, but it's the only thing I'm going to use from this set tonight. This is the Breakfast Buddies. I used it not too long ago to make a bagel when I was for the brunch release last month, but I really wanted to use the Hello. So that's what we're using, are the two dies to make the Hello. And I used my scrap from the Spring Flowers paper for the background, just to kind of tie those together. So I think I'm actually going to put my sentiment on first, and I'll tell you why. I usually do it last, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll just choose a sentiment of whatever fits. But this time I already chose the sentiment, so let's put the sentiment on, and then we'll fit everything around the sentiment. Which do you guys do? Do you put the I love the set too, Anne-Marie. Heather had a fun make and take using the fiber paper. The fiber paper is a lot of fun. That's awesome. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Let me just comments because yeah, okay. I think we're all. Laura, yes, they do have lots of options. I agree. Okay, caught up, I think. All right, so we've got this kind of sitting here, and I kind of like to play as I go so that I can kind of visualize what we're going to do. Now, I cut a whole bunch of these out. These are the leaf that I showed you from the Fabulous Florals. And one of the things I love about this die is that it has so much movement in it. You can put it in so many different ways, and it looks good from all angles. So we're going to use a lot of those. And then I cut some of these little leaves from the Poppy Flowers die set. And these ones also have some movement in them, as you can see. And it just switches things up so we don't have all the same kind of leaves because we don't have all the same kind of flowers, right? And then I'll show you what I did for these. So these are from our daisy set that we were playing with. And we can go ahead and make one of these really quick. We have time. So what we're going to do on that is I chose some red paper. This is from Nana's tablecloths. And you can see I already put some the motor bag across it. So we will use it with our embossing ink, which I think is out of stock right now, but we should be getting more of that. I don't know how soon, but keep watching for it. Okay, so that one was this cute flower. Isn't that a fun shape? I love how it has just a little curve in the petals. Okay, so we're just going to, let me move this up a little bit. We're going to stamp that with our embossing ink.
Markel says she's loving the colors.
Oh, I'm so glad, Raquel. I know I love fall and I love fall colors, but I tend to put a little bit more cool in with the warm, just because maybe it's because I can't wear a lot of the really warm colors, so I kind of base it around what I wear. But I love the fall colors. Okay, did we get it all? Oh, I didn't get it well enough down at the bottom. Let's do it one last time for good measure. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my icicle embossing ink. So I liked the red on this, and I wanted to die cut it. So I thought, well, I'm just going to keep it with the red tones, but I will make it shiny because I think that's one of the things I love to have a little bit of shine. Again, different textures make your cards more interesting. So that is what I chose to do on this. All right, let me just quickly heat that up. It works better if you heat it up. I learned this tip from Christopher the other day. I'm 6 years old and didn't know this tip. So you want your gun to be, your heat gun or your heat tool to be heated up before you actually have it go onto your paper. And I think it makes it less bumpy. If you have trouble making bumpy embossing, I also think that's one of the things I struggle with, and I think part of the reason too is because I tap too much of the powder off. But for the flowers, I wasn't too worried about it because I like the texture. And these are a little bit bumpy because I did hit it pretty hard getting everything off of it. But if you don't want that look, then don't tap it quite so much. Okay, so we've got this, and then I've got them cut out. So we're going to use 3 of these. And then I cut out centers using the lemon paper again. This little die that made the center is actually from our garden trellis set. And that's another fun set. Let me show that to you. That one's fun. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And I think that one works really well with the Fabulous Florals because you can mix the flowers up and do whatever you want to make different trellises, different, just different little arrangements with the flowers. Let me show you. So the garden trellis, I mean, the main feature of the garden trellis die is this great background die, which creates this, which looks great on a card. And then you've got all of these little pieces. You've got your little vines. You've got 2 of them. You've got one that's got a little curve in it. So if you wanted to, you could make it an archway. In fact, you could make it an archway, and I have made it an archway in front of your trellis. And then you've got leaves, you've got ivy leaves, and then you've got these little leaves, and you've got 2 different flowers that you can layer, and those all work great on these little pieces. But I mean, you could use whatever you wanted. So definitely another one that works great with a lot of different things. Okay, so we've got these. Let me just, did I glue everything? Yep, I got them all glued. So we'll just kind of see what we want to do there.
Ellen says hi.
Well, hello, Ellen. Welcome. You're Gigi, and your mom was Nana. My mom was Nana, but my mom has passed away, so it's okay that there's a new one now because no one will ever, of course, replace my mom. But it's kind of nice. Like, it makes me feel good to be able to carry on that tradition. All right. Not sure what I did to that card, but we'll put that aside. Okay. All right. So now the other flower that I did, I'm not going to take the time to show you because I think it's pretty explanatory since I already showed you embossing with the red blossoms. These I embossed using alabaster embossing ink, and that's all I did. I didn't do anything special. I just embossed them on this paper, which is from the Groovy Waves paper pad, and we're not going to use near that many. I definitely got carried away. I think we'll just use 2 of those, and I'll save these for another project. Okay, so this is the basic shape of where we're going to put our flowers. So let's go ahead and start doing that, and then we'll start adding leaves. Now I'm going to use mini foam squares so that I can still have some room to play underneath.
Ellen says she loves the bright red flowers and they really pop.
Oh, thank you. I love the bright red flowers too.
And Valencia wanted to be Vivi, but she's yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like both of those. That's awesome. Okay. Now remember, you can double up your, like on this one, if you want it to stand out a little bit more. I think I'm not going to because I've got the one in between. But if I had wanted it to stand up even more, I could just add another foam square on top of the other one, right? But we want that one to kind of stick out a little. So we're going to keep all the other ones. They're at one or glued right to the card itself. Let's scooch that in a little bit. I think this one we'll put right on the card. And I'm just going to glue this under so that I can still tuck things in and out of there if I want.
Tina says this card is adorable. And Mackie is loving the flowers.
Tina. Oh, thank you, you guys. This set, I'm telling you, it's so cute. You can use it a million different ways. All right, we have one more flower to put on there, and then we can start playing with the greenery. Okay, so now we're just going to start gluing the little ends of our leaves. And let's just start right at the top. Get that one in there. And we'll add one down at the bottom. I think we're going to have to push it up just a little bit so that it doesn't go past us. Whoops. This guy might need another. Yeah, we need another foam square. So the other day, my dog came out of my craft room, which is always kind of scary when I know she's been in there. And she had these all over her face. She had somehow, I had one that was mostly empty, but not empty all the way. And it had fallen off my table and she had found it. And she had that all over her. I was finding them for a couple days. She is a goofball, that sassy girl of mine. Okay, let's see. And the leaves were done on paper from Nana's tablecloths. I should show you the other side of it so you can see. This is the other side. Benji helped me. That's why you can see that it's not all lined up. He is so sweet. He was really sweet helping me do it, so I can't complain. But the first one that he cut out was this one right in the center of the page. And the OCD in me was like, ah. But what can you say when your kid is being so nice helping you, right?
Linda says she really likes the flow of the flowers. Great job.
Oh, thank you, Linda. And I'm telling you, these are really, really, the dies are really easy to work with. I think that they are really user-friendly.
And Penny said it's only paper.
That's right, Penny. Okay, let's see if we want to start adding these. So let's add a couple of these little guys. And like I said, these ones are from the Poppy Flowers die set. And I kind of liked them in this color because they kind of just look like those, I don't know what kind of flowers they are, but I know that when I was little in the 70s, they were really popular, those kind of fuzzy dried flowers that were in everybody's arrangements. Does that make sense to everyone? Do you know what I'm talking about? I think we don't need too much more on here or else we'll have too much, but I feel like we need to kind of even out this yellow a little bit. And let me see if it needs anything right here. I kind of like it with it.
Anne Marie says remind her of Zena's in a way.
Oh, yeah? And I like, a lot of the times when I'm gluing on the top of the stem so that when I push it down, it's gluing to the flower and it brings it up a little bit. That way your flowers aren't all just flat on your card. I like them to have some lift. so that they look more alive. And I think, I don't think we need any more of these. I was going to think that we were going to need another one, but I think 3 is good. I think we've got it. All right, let's see. Do we need anything else on this card? Let me see. Oh, yes. I was going to put some centers on my pink flowers. And I'm just using epoxy dots because I swear I can't make a card without them. I love epoxy dots.
You do love your dots.
I do. I do. And I think that might just be enough that we don't need anything else. Do we want any? I don't think we need anything else. I think sometimes less is more. Let's just add it to our card base and see what we think. Wow, I finished way fast today. I really thought it would take me longer. Huh?
Ellen says that has so much depth. She loves it.
I'm so glad. Oh, thank you so much. I just really, this is my favorite. I love to make florals. I love to just play with flower dyes forever. I can't pass them up. I just think they are so much fun and you can do so much with them and you can get so much out of them. I think that works. I don't think it needs any other embellishments, which is saying a lot because, I've got my epoxy dots at the ready to just be used, but I think that it's just right. All right. You've got some shine in there. You've got a little bit of dimension going on. You get your dimension out of your die cuts. And I love the texture that you get, just that subtle texture that you get from the background. Hi, Luann. I don't know if I said hi to you. I didn't see you come in. All right. Well, I sincerely thought this was going to take me longer, so I apologize. I don't have more prepared. But I will tell you that there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. Don't forget to check out the Labor Day sale. Don't forget to check out the challenge. Don't forget to check out the recipe book class.
I have a picture of that, Shannon. It'll make it easier to see it.
Of one second. Of the recipe class? There. Oh, that's great, Darren. So you can see that 12 by 12 pack is stuffed full. And you've got all those recipe cards. And, it's only showing one sample, a cute sample, but there's a lot in that kit. So definitely be watching. I'm going to be posting some pictures once I have mine done. So I'm really excited about that. And that's on the 16th of September. And was there anything else, Darren? Also watch, there's another class. Christopher's got 2 classes that he's teaching from Doodlebug. He's teaching one that's got a cute Halloween, I think it's a haunted house, if I remember right. It's a flip book. So check that one out. There's also a really cute advent calendar, though I think that one might be sold out. And then I've got another one going on that is a flip book that's gingerbread. So definitely check out all the classes. They're going to be a lot of fun. And I think that's it. And then don't forget that I will be live Saturday next week. Same time, but on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, what?
Markel asked if Chris was doing a live for the new release tonight.
I haven't heard. If he doesn't do it tonight, he'll probably weekend. But I don't know for absolutely certain. It is a holiday weekend, so I'm not sure what he's got going on. But I'm sure he won't be letting too much dust settle before he gets that. If for all I know, he could. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you all have a safe weekend. And I really do. I just love you guys and appreciate you so much. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
What was that?
I was just saying goodbye.
Oh, good night.